Failure, something that many of us think is wrong to actually experience. Whether it's a business, whether it is in a relationship, whether it is in any aspect of our lives, we always think that failure is something that we should avoid, and that's why we have this fear of failure. I want to tell you one very simple, straightforward thing. Fear makes you grow, and that's why I created this video. Hi, I'm Diya Asrani and welcome to my YouTube channel, and if you really like what you see, then do subscribe to my channel to know more things on personal branding, building your brand, building your business, and all things related to building your online presence. In this video, I genuinely want to tell you that fear of failure is normal for every single person. I want to tell you one thing, that it is really important to actually face failure in anything you do. Why? Because there's this one word that would actually take you to the next level, and that is growth. And I have 7 powerful points that I want you to consider when it comes to actually facing failure. Alright, so let's hop into the first one. The very first point as to why failure is so important in every aspect of what you do is you're a step closer to growth. Okay, now what I mean by this could also be you're a step closer to your bigger goal in life. So whatever you're planning, say for example you want to publish a book, and what has happened is you plan the entire strategy, you plan the entire step-by-step process to actually publish that book. But something in the midst of this entire thing stopped you from doing the next step. Why? Because probably that step was not the right way to do it, or probably it was just a message earlier, well before you actually launched your book, that look, this is not working for you. So please understand that it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's just that it's giving you a sign to tell you to take another direction, right? Which brings me to the next point. You have to actually reverse and take another route, okay? When it comes to taking another route, probably that route would have been much better. Maybe it could be longer. Maybe it could be a longer way towards your goal, okay? Say for example, publishing a book. But still, when you took that other route, that was way better, way stronger, or way more, exciting when it came to publishing your book. So please understand, okay? Point number 1, you're closer to the growth because you're also understanding that, okay, this is not working for me, maybe I should think of something else. And point number 2 is you are taking another route to actually get to that goal. Okay, it's not stopping you from doing anything. Now here's the thing, okay, you could stop yourself in many things. You could say, oh, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. Okay, maybe this is not for you. Maybe you're not ready, which is absolutely okay, but that's part of the journey. So we have to understand that when you're failing in something, it is important to see the brighter or the bigger picture in terms of how you can take things forward if you really want that goal. Okay. Point number 3, you become more experienced in what you're doing. Okay, so a lot of people say, right, that I don't know marketing, I don't know how to publish a book, I've never done this before, or I have never gone to a gym to lose weight, I've only been working on a diet, whatever your reason is, whatever your fears are in terms of achieving a particular goal. But once you get into it and you learn and unlearn certain aspects, what happens? You become experienced at it. And these days, certificates are not something that you need to aim for, or doing a course or something. Yes, of course, learning is invariably the best thing to do. Like, you continuously learn on the way. But what I'm saying is, when you're trying to build something, okay, and you learn on the way, and you realize that there are certain things that are not working, won't that be better as an experience than just thinking that it's not going to work and not doing anything about it? So it's better to dive deep in and then experience it and then say, hey, I have been there and done that. I know exactly what it means. And that's why when you actually go and teach other people, or you train other people in a particular aspect of what you do, say for example, let's take cooking. Okay, a lot of people don't know how to cook. But if you build a skill to start cooking small meals, or start cooking once in a week, and eventually you learn, you can start teaching others to do the same. So with any skill, okay, you are going to fail, whatever it is. When you're learning something or when you're trying to achieve something, you are going to fail, and then you become experienced in that field. Okay. Number 4, genuine story to tell. Let me ask you one thing. If somebody asks you, how did you get from where you were to where you want to be, or where you currently are, what story would you give them? Would you say, oh, it was very simple, very easy to go with it? Or would you tell them that, oh, it was quite an experience? And in that quite an experience, you have actually failed many times and you have risen, and it's absolutely okay to share that. For a small example, you were trying to publish your book. Let's take the first example of this video. You were trying to publish a book, right? And you were supposed to launch it like maybe say December 2020. Okay, we are in 2021 now. December 2020, you were supposed to launch the book. But things didn't work the way you wanted to work, because 1, your manuscript was not approved. Secondly, the editing took some time. Thirdly, probably, the person who was supposed to be in charge of something couldn't do something about it. Maybe your book cover wasn't ready. It could be anything. Okay, that is failing to achieve that thing of, okay, December 2020, I was supposed to launch my book. What do you do about it? You come out of it, and instead of quitting, you tell them that, look, I took another 3 months to launch my book in March. And this, my friends, is my story, okay, of launching my book. I launched my book in March 2021, and I was supposed to launch it in December 2020. And I'm being absolutely transparent here. It was something which I failed to do, which is to launch it in December 2020 because of so many things that happened, that I took this as something that, no, I have to do this. And March 8th, I had to launch my book. I did not launch it on March 8th, I launched it on March 9th, which is still fine. Okay, so the point is that you're telling a story that is genuine, that people understand, and they say, okay, if this is so realistic, everyone fails in some time in their lives, so why not? We are not perfect over here, right? And then finally, number 5 is become better in your field. Okay, you become a lot better in what you do, in terms of how you actually take things forward in your journey, and how do you kind of articulate certain things about what you do. Because as I said, when you're telling a story, when you're sharing your experience, you become so much better in also designing certain programs, designing certain trainings, designing certain options for people. Right? Suppose if tomorrow somebody wants to learn how to publish a book from you, they can easily learn it because you have been through that experience. And what you have been through even certain failures, you have been through certain changes, you have taken different routes, so you completely are well versed about the field. Okay, so understand that this is so important, that when you are talking about something, you have to go through all the ups and downs of it before you can actually get there and tell people that, look, I have been there and I've been through this. Okay. Number 6, you tried and you know what works and what doesn't. Okay, just imagine, okay, if you say, okay, I failed, and you didn't try too hard. Imagine what would you tell people? That yes, I had something, I had this concept in mind, I wrote the book, but not launched it, and that's 3 years later. Imagine how that feels versus I had a deadline, but I worked on it and I made sure I launched it at least 3 months later, and here it is. You see the difference? So you are making things happen for yourself in spite of the failures. Okay, and you know what works and what doesn't, and that's so important in any industry. You need to know, okay, if I do this, this might happen. If I do that, this might happen. Okay, so maybe we should give these options and give it out to people. And finally, number 7, you're confident in what you do. Understand that in anything that we do, right, whether it is the experience, you might have years of experience in your field, you might know what you want to do, you might have it at the back of your mind, but you also need to be confident in how you can talk about these certain things. Because tomorrow, if you're not confident in what you do, how are people going to be confident in actually becoming a part of your community? That is so important, and that's why failure is so important in every aspect of what you do. I hope you like this video, and I hope you genuinely think that failure is part and parcel of your life. Any kind of fear of failure is absolutely normal. The best of best experts in the industry, they have fear of failure. Okay, so you don't have to worry that even if you're just starting out, or even if you've been in it for some time and you're still failing in few things, look, it is part of the journey. You have to understand that if you want to grow, you have to be okay to fail. And then step up, and then rise up, and then change your game to a whole new level. So, if you want to follow more on personal branding, want to know more things about how to build your online presence and how to become a resilient leader in your industry, then do subscribe to my channel and watch out for more videos. I will see you around. Bye-bye.